So hi guys, I'm Mike with Fights with Friends. Telling you, most people, you actually don't want to subscribe to my channel. If you're one of the following people or you identify with the following people, this channel is not for you, and please go elsewhere. Please do not subscribe to Fights with Friends.
This is human cockfighting here, and there's no science to it. This is just brutalization like gladiators in a ring.
I was writing my congressman, and I CC'd the president. We've got an epidemic in America. We've got a crisis in America. We've got a sickness, a disease in America, and it's called human cockfighting. There, I said it. Human cockfighting, also known as mixed martial arts. Okay, that's the nice name. Mixed martial arts. Sounds harmless, doesn't it? Well, it's not so harmless. Now, I admit, I've never seen this thing called mixed martial arts, this so-called sport, but I've heard it referred to as human cockfighting.
And the reasons are basically threefold. One, it's a very violent sport, and it's violent for the participants, and it has a violence effect on our society. Secondly, I think economically it's harmful to us. So where some people would tout it as economic development, I think it hurts economic development. And finally, it is an activity that breeds violence. So I'm very opposed to it. Well, I think it's a heck of a poor reason to say, well, let's have prostitution, or let's have gambling, or let's have ultimate fighting because we have a tough economic time. I don't think we should harm our society and harm our children for the sake of money. We are not going to rebuild our upstate economy based on ultimate fighting. And I think we see this in gambling. And every casino, whether it's Atlantic City or Las Vegas or Tioga, where we have a casino in this state, in each of those cases, those racinos or casinos are surrounded by poverty. And that's the same thing with ultimate fighting. Violence begets violence. There's no question that that happens. I mean, every psychological study you look at would, tell you that violence begets violence, and that children and adults become immune to the violence. And it's very interesting how advocates of this sport say that this is an art form, etc. What we have here, and another thing that has happened, is the process itself, that the people involved, the process they have taken to legalize it in this state, has been what I call corrupt.
So there you have it. If you're against fighting, if you're against mutually two people assaulting each other inside of a cage, inside of a ring, inside of an octagon, on a mat, wherever they might be fighting, do not subscribe to this channel. If you're in the general public, if you're in the majority, you're probably not going to be very interested in this channel. If you have an issue with me talking about people getting knocked out, people getting caught in arm bars, people choking, men fighting each other, women fighting each other, if you have an issue with this mutual test of two mixed martial artists getting inside of a cage, getting inside of a ring, getting on a mat, testing their valor and their courage against each other, I beg of you, I plead of you, do not subscribe to Fights with Friends. Do not hit that button. Do not hit that subscribe button. Do not hit that like button. Do not watch any of my videos. I don't want to hear about you going to YouTube and saying, oh, Mike offended me. He talked about violence. He swore. He was drinking alcohol. It almost seemed to be like a men's club. I don't know why so many women aren't interested in fighting, but just more men are interested in fighting. But if you like this, if you like to see two men or two women go into a cage or a ring or onto a mat in a sanctioned ceremony to find out who is the better man, who is the better woman on any given night. If you are one of the few, one of the proud, or one of the, dare I say, chosen men or women that God has blessed with the interest and the intellect to understand and appreciate this beautiful thing we call mixed martial arts, this beautiful sweet science we call boxing, this beautiful thing we call the sound of violence, then I ask you, my friends, please hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. Please do join this family. This family fights with friends, where we all watch fights together as a family. We laugh together, we cry together, we root together. Sometimes we root against each other, but at the end of the day, we're all friends, and the thing that bonds us at the end of the day, the thing that brings us together, is the thing that would take a lot of society apart. And you might say, you sound like an angry person. You sound like a violent person. You sound like a person that is not good to society. I'm a very calm person when I go out in society because I get it all out on here. The person I am scared of is that quiet person who never says anything, never does anything, never lives their life. And then you light that match and kaboom! All of a sudden, that violence happens outside of the ring, outside of the cage. This is the controlled violence, the beautiful violence, the violence with a referee and 3 judges. If it goes that 15 or 25 minutes in MMA or that 30 or 36 minutes of a boxing match. If that's the kind of person you are, and you like that order, you realize that violence and aggression and anger and everything is going to manifest itself somewhere in our society, and you would rather see it manifest or share that manifestation of the energy exchanged between 2 mutual human beings in a cage or in a ring on a mat, then, like I said, welcome to the Fights with Friends family. That's what we're here for. If you're new here, welcome to the family. If you've been around Fights with Friends, lots of new videos coming forth. The ESPN era is here. Big fights in the future as always. I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses later.